Welcome to our fifth and final edition of the UCP Africa Scanit video training series. In this video, we'll be going through the various products that Scanit is able to generate and how these exports, along with the way Scanit represents your data, can help our clients to add value to their projects. At UCP Africa, we believe that by having a better underground understanding of your geology and ore body, Scanit can assist in obtaining a higher level of confidence of your structural and lithological data, which can only add value to the challenging decisions which will have to be made down the line. We start with a completely logged borehole where all lithologies and structural information have already been recorded. I think it would be best if at first we went a little further into some of the Scanit outputs which we have already touched on in previous videos. So let's start with the orthographic projection. Here we can see the borehole and confirm that the survey looks to be correctly represented. We can select all planes and lithologies to be turned on and can quickly and easily export this entire borehole with the information displayed into a DXF file by clicking Export to DXF. Select our save location and click Save. Let's now also scroll through the borehole and inspect it to see if perhaps we can locate any region of potential interest. Once located, we can then select just this region by typing in the from and to depths to allow us to get a visual reference of its real space orientation underground. Let's expand some planes to also get an idea of the potential line of intersection of these two features underground. If you remember, we can use the Scanit StereoNet module where we can easily obtain the plunge and trend of this specific intersection. We can also export just this section as a DXF by once again clicking the Export DXF button. Let us quickly go into the StereoNet and select the same from and to depths as we did in the orthographic module so we can see the three features we were just looking at. Select the poles and the vector means of the two features. We will then see a star icon displayed at the line of intersection of the two vector mean great circles. By clicking this, Scanit will show us the calculated plunge and trend of the line of intersection of these two features. Now that we know more about how these two modules are able to work together, let's now go and have a look at the DXF files that we generated out of the orthographic module. We can then locate and open the exported DXF files, where we can rotate around your recorded data represented on a scaled three-dimensional format. This file can be placed using the surveyed color coordinates into the majority of CAD-based mine modeling software programs or even directly into Google Earth. At UCP Africa, we do have a number of clients whom see benefit in this method of transferring recorded data from their borehole core samples into their CAD-based mine modeling programs. Moving on to the next product of Scanit, let us view the specific region of interest in the composite image. We open up the composite image module and key in our desired from and to depths. We can then inspect the file, and when we're happy with the font size and the details, click Export to PDF. We can then locate and open this PDF to inspect our core once again, and perhaps add the note that these two joints have a line of intersection with a Scanit calculated plunge and trend. Once you are happy with all your notes, this report can be printed in a number of different formats to be attached to any of your digital or possibly even paper reports. We can finally go back into Scanit where we can now export all of our recorded data. To view the export options, we click BH Data and then Export from the drop-down. In this export options page, we can see geological and lithological logs with an indicated row height to scale our logs, followed by exported data per run, and then per interval, where we can select how we would like Scanit to represent the geotechnical information such as RQD, solid core recovery, and many more. Next is recorded features, followed by recorded core breaks, our survey data pages, and lastly the dictionaries and databases used while logging the borehole. For our example, let's retain all of the pages of the export. Click Export and save the file in your desired location. We can then locate and open our exported data in Excel. Starting on the first tab of the export, we can see all the relevant borehole information as it was entered in the borehole setup page. Here we can even enter some extra information such as casing depth, static water level, and any other relevant information relating to this borehole. In the next two tabs, we can view our complete print-ready geological and lithological logs. Both logs are complete and include from and to depths, interval lengths, unique RGB lithological unit colors, along with all unit codes and descriptions included. The lithological log contains secondary lithological information into the geological log. Both logs have been designed in a print-ready format, ready to be attached to any of your digital or even printed reports. The next tab contains recorded data per interval. Here, Scanit has stitched your core together according to the requested interval length. We can see the interval length has been indicated at 3 meters, where orange portions of the represented core are highlighting loss zones which have been logged in the run. Following the stitched image, we can see the indicated depth with the average lithological unit color and unit description for the interval, with the calculated loss, cumulative loss, quantity of drill breaks, rock quality designation, core recovery percentage, core loss percentage, and finally core orientation percentage probability for each interval length of your borehole. If you can recall, we could have generated this report in a 1 meter interval length, meaning that with Scanit, you can see your RQD per meter of your borehole. Scanit also graphically represents all of this data in a handy chart, which makes it easier for you to interpret your geotechnical data. In the next two tabs, we will find all of the data pertaining to the structural and lithological features which were logged in the borehole, starting with borehole ID, depth, XYZ coordinates, plane, lineation or lithological ID, dip and dip direction, alpha and beta, along with all the various logging parameters set for each recorded feature. Scanit will also check if the feature has been recorded between two core orientation discontinuities and would display a false recording should this be the case. This information can be copy and pasted into mine modeling software programs directly, or even saved as a CSV file to be imported into a vast variety of different mining software packages. In the next tab, we can see each location of any recorded break and loss zone, where Scanit will show each loss location along with a cumulative loss throughout the borehole. Next, we can see a series of blue tabs. These tabs are importable data for Scanit. Whereas the green tabs are all exported information, these blue tabs can all be imported back into Scanit. We start with the Survey Data tab, where we can view, assess, and even possibly amend the survey data to be possibly re-imported back into Scanit. This is then followed up by the structural and lithological dictionaries and databases. It may be a good idea to save these tabs as a separate file, so that when you start logging your next borehole inside Scanit, this information is easily accessible and can quickly be imported into Scanit. This means that features essentially only have to be created once per project. Let me show you how quickly this can be done. Let's delete all of the recorded information out of the Scanit export so that we are left with just the databases and dictionaries. We then save this new file as your project's databases and dictionaries to your desired location. So, when we create our next borehole inside Scanit, we can quickly import this information into the program to allow us to start logging your next borehole quickly and easily, as all of the lithological and structural information will now be on hand and accessible. This brings us to the conclusion of the baseline Scanit video training series. We trust that you have found the content of these videos beneficial and helpful. Remember, should you run into any concerns or problems, that there are members of the UCP Africa Geological team standing by to assist you, to ensure that you get the most out of using Scanit, and that you can log your boreholes now more precisely and faster than ever before. All that is left is to thank you for your support and to tell you that we look forward to working with you and your team on your future projects. We trust that with UCP Africa and Scanit, that you will get the most out of your borehole core samples long into the future. We will also be developing more in-depth video content in the future, where we will take a much closer look at a few of the advanced features of Scanit and the data it produces. So stay tuned. Thank you.